welcome to beautiful Orangeville, Ontario, the host site of the 2016 Founders Cup, and we've got our second game of day 2 at the 2016 Founders Cup coming up right now. It's the Seneca War Chiefs going up against the Coquitlam Adanacs. Hello everybody, my name is Mark McKelvey, joined by Spencer Tangway up here in the broadcast booth. And Spencer, we already have one game in the books. Wasn't really a close one, but I think we're going to see a much better matchup coming up right now.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look at the standings going into today's game, we mentioned prior to today's game, this is going to be a one to watch throughout the tournament. As we take a look at Group A, and we see Nova Scotia getting a big win today, a 17-2 victory over SWAT from Saskatchewan, like you mentioned. Not a close one. But Group B standings on the other side, though, that's where you get tighter with the Orangeville, Coquitlam, and now you'll look at Manitoba and Seneca. This huge game today between Coquitlam and Seneca can really be a deciding factor in the standings as we move on to the medal portion of the week.
It's really going to shake things up, and it's been mentioned time and time again that is a very tough Group B, so obviously every matchup is so crucial for positioning. Right now, though, going into this matchup, we've got one team coming off victory, one team coming off a loss. Coquitlam fell last night to Orangeville. Seneca defeated Manitoba. So both teams looking to keep either things going or get things back on track. Here is the full broadcast schedule for today. Already that one game in the books at 2 o'clock, which is right now, Seneca and Coquitlam, the second game of the day. Then we go back to Group A for the 5 o'clock game between the Green Gales and the Calgary Chill. And then at 8 p.m., Orangeville will go up against Manitoba. That'll be the prime time game. Spencer, you saw both games yesterday. What were your opinions on both of these teams?
Well, Coquitlam's a team that went against the Orangeville Northmen. They have to come back knowing that that's a top team. Play their own game, and now they're going against Seneca, who is also a favorite in this tournament, so just keep playing, play their own game, and don't get down. Seneca, on the other hand, needs to regroup. They really need to figure out how they're going to change, as they didn't play the best. As we take a look at our player to watch, Lucas Beaver, he plays all over the place. He's a nifty little forward. He's got 2 goals already in the tournament, 5 points, and like I mentioned, he's a guy they really lean on to put the ball in the back of the net.
For the Coquitlam Adanacs, our player to watch is going to be Anthony Bono. And Anthony Bono, yesterday's game, he had 1 goal and an assist, so he gets 2 points. That's got to always feel good to get on the score sheet in the first game at any tournament.
Oh, absolutely. And he's a guy that really not only put the ball in the back of the net, but he's a chippy forward. He can get under players' skins at any time. And as we'll take a look at the starting goaltenders prior to today's game, there's 2 big guys in net.
So both goaltenders, I'm sure, are going to get tested very much in this game. Looking forward to this matchup. It should be a dandy. Right now, though, we're going to head on over to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back to start tonight's, or this afternoon's, second game of Founders Cup. There's a look here at Orangeville, Ontario, the home of the 2016 Founders Cup. You see it right there. One of the major events happening here in Orangeville in the summer of 2016. And we're almost set for the second game on day 2 at the 2016 Founders Cup. And there's a look at the starting goaltender for the Seneca War Chiefs. It is Mason Jones. Jones is in there. You see his record on the board. Was between the pipes yesterday, made 21 saves as the War Chiefs will look to pick up their second victory of the tournament. At the other end, for Coquitlam, it's a new look today with Gordy Bowden.
Yeah, he'll get his first action of this tournament. Coquitlam looking to change things up. They have an 0-1 record, and they need to win this game to really stay in contention for the medal rounds.
Well, both teams are fired up, and we are glad you are joining us here on the JVI Sports Network, watching along on YouTube. All the games today are free, courtesy of the Toronto Rock. So we are set. It's the Seneca War Chiefs, the Coquitlam Adanacs, and here we go. We'll see who can get off to a quick start, and it looks like it'll be Seneca right off the bat as they are able to control, and we'll get things rolling right here. What's Seneca got to do off the hop here, Spencer, to really set the tone? Although there's a big hit setting the tone.
You mentioned Seneca, but talk about Coquitlam laying the body down early. But Seneca's just got to put the ball on net, something they really struggled with in game 1, getting good quality shots from in tight.
That was a big hit by Ethan Anderson as he lays the body, and then he comes away with that loose ball, and he'll pass over to the captain, Max Van Strijn. Now it's dropped off for Sundar, and Lucas Sundar has this. Coquitlam will go on to the attack for the first time here in this afternoon's contest. Back to McNabb. McNabb, though, couldn't control, trying to get to that loose ball on the hustle. Picking it up now are the War Chiefs, and they'll go the other way. Seneca will slow things down and get the offense out there. As here's Connor Gates with it. Gates has control on the far side, and he'll feed it off now to Fields. Connor Fields passes over to Larson Sundown. Sundown goes across. There's a high shot that went over top and will go up and out of play.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Those shots from the outside is what happened yesterday. They got too congested in the middle, and shots were coming from almost way too far out. Easy saves for the goaltender, or as we just saw, they'll miss the net.
Tyson Abbott now controls for Coquitlam, who fell last night 11-4 against the Orangeville Northmen. However, it was really a last half of the third period where they collapsed and really fell out of contention.
Oh, that it was
one.
For sure.
So obviously that's sometimes you'll find with teams, though, the way they finish a game is how they start the next one. For Coquitlam, that's exactly what they don't want to do. As Seneca now begins to set up over in the far corner. It's back up top now to Fields. Here's Connor Fields. Oh, a nice little move there. Fires the shot, and that one was stopped by Bowden, but the rebound and that loose ball is reeled in by the War Chiefs. So fresh shot clock to work with as they start in the corner. There's the cross pass. Comes off the boards where it's picked up. Here's Fields once again from the outside. Long shot there, missed, and now Coquitlam is going to turn up in transition, going very quickly as it's brought ahead. Passed over now to Van Strijn, and Max Van Strijn has it along the boards. Being closely watched, pushed all the way back up to center, but he'll just let his offense get out there to set things up now as he'll head to the bench. Spin move there, there's a shot, and the save was made by Jones. In the corner, and getting quickly swarmed in on was Brooks, and Coquitlam takes the ball right back.
That's something as Coquitlam was good at yesterday, is actually getting their own offensive rebounds. That's 2 for them now in the game, and you'll look to see a lot of shots like that, but they'll get their own rebounds back.
That last shot was fired by Sundar, and it goes all the way down the floor where Ponsolini has to go back to retrieve. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Still plenty of time, though, to get a look. Bono's going to pass it across now. He goes over there to Chisholm. Now there's the outside shot, fired there by Ponolini. Save was made by Jones. The rebound, once again, picked up by Coquitlam. So there you go, Spencer. That's now 3, and really, the more time they spend down there, the better the game will go.
Oh, that's what coaches love to see. I mean, when you have the ball, it's so precious time when you have that ball. And the least amount of time Seneca has with their deadly offense, the lower probability they're going to get a great scoring look.
Seneca gets the offense out there as Connor Gates controls. And Gates will flip it off now to Scanlon. Bounce pass across over to Sundown. Into the corner, so Seneca trying to collapse in. There's the cutter through the middle. Didn't get to him, but they still control. Here's White. White across side of the crease. Ball now bounces over to the boards. Outside, here's Fields. He'll fire, and we'll go the other way. So Coquitlam will now turn it up and bring it down. They are going right to left in those white uniforms with the yellow helmets. And then in the much talked about uniforms of the tournament, the lime green and the purple, that's the Seneca War Chiefs going left to right.
Yeah, they definitely have one of the nicest uniforms you could probably ask for.
There's a save made by Jones, hustling over into the corner trying to get to the loose ball. We got a penalty coming up.
Well, I was wondering when we're going to break the seal on the referee's whistle, as we haven't really had much real great scoring chances or action in this game. But now we'll finally get a look at the Coquitlam power play, who went 1 for 4 yesterday against the Orangeville Northmen. And this is where you'll see their big guns come out with Sundar and McNabb, usually playing the 2 shooter positions like they do tonight.
Dana Ray is in the box for slashing, and here's Coquitlam to the power play. We'll see what they can do on this first man advantage opportunity in this afternoon's contest. Pozobon has it. And he just plays a little bit of a game of catch. Now he's going to kind of shift over to his left there as he tried to get a clear shot away, but it got broken up. Gets it back now. Lots of room to walk in and fire. Great save made there by Jones, who scooped it right up. And then that loose ball climbing up there to get that one with Scanlon. And Tommy Scanlon will now hustle down the floor. Trying to contain that ball. He keeps it in. He's got 3 white jerseys swarming him. Continuing to battle, picks up the loose ball once again, and Scanlon still has it. Now it's knocked out of his stick, but kills a little bit of time. Good effort there as Coquitlam tried to turn it up the floor very quickly, ends up firing it out of play.
Well, Tommy Scanlon yesterday was the only guy they really went to on the rag team trying to kill the penalties, as the much weaker Manitoba defense wasn't able to handle him. But Coquitlam has figured out a way to get around him, as we just see the ball get thrown away.
And once again, here are the War Chiefs just trying to chew up some time. The double team there is going to lead to a penalty. So I'm sure as a coach you'll love to see that. As there goes the power play for Coquitlam, as we'll get a high sticking penalty going against Max Van Strijn.
Well, gotta love 4-on-4 lacrosse on a big floor like this. This is where Seneca shooters really like to move the ball around and find that perfect shot. And I expect a flurry of shots now, as they're going to have a ton of room to work with.
We'll kind of get a matchup almost 2-on-2 on each side here, and we'll see what happens as the War Chiefs don't waste any time trying to move things around, set up a potential look for a shot. Nothing there just yet. Now the pass outside goes back to Fields. Connor Fields didn't see anything in the middle. Now he'll just hand it off. There's the shot. That one was fired by White. And then the net was knocked off as White went crashing through the crease.
It's a good job by Connor Fields to hold up on that shot, actually, as he was just getting ready to really wind into one, as he almost took off his teammate's head of number 18, Lane Benedict. So that was a pretty close call for the Seneca War Chiefs.
So now 4-on-4 play moves down to our left, and Coquitlam will try and get something going. However, losing the ball there was Sundar, where he recovers, tried to get a shot away, and then his opponent steals it. That's Rogers, and here goes Rogers. Going for a run, 1-on-2, and he'll hold up and allow his team to set things up and use this shot clock because they are now on a power play. Oh, big hit there, and that's going to be a penalty as Mark Sund, he collides with Lucas Beaver, our player to watch for the War Chiefs. Looked like Beaver was already off balance when Sund came across. High stick is going to be the call.
Well, as we get another look at it here, it's kind of a tough call. As you could tell, if he was standing up upright, he's going right for his shoulder. But Zund not being one of the biggest guys as well, and Beaver, again, not a huge guy. It's a tough call, both going hard for the ball. And what a performance Zund had yesterday. One of our 3 stars here on the JVI Sports Network.
So the Seneca War Chiefs have that 2-man advantage right now, and Coquitlam's in a little bit of trouble here. There's the shot. That one comes off the end wall, bounces out in front, and unable to quickly pick it up was Jonah Mohawk. Jonah Mohawk goes into the corner looking for it, and Beaver, speedy out there. He quickly swoops in, picks up the loose ball, flips it out there to Scanlon. Tommy Scanlon, passes it off to the side of the crease, but unable to take the pass. That was Gates. And now we continue on. Opportunity at the side. There's a shot, and they score. Well, Connor Fields They execute that two-man advantage perfectly as he is wide open over on the side, and he'll put it home. Three goals yesterday. He's on the board here early on.
There was confusion from the Coquitlam bench asking why there was a reset. And that's kind of why it seemed like the play was almost dead, as we'll get another look at that one in just a second. But Seneca doing a good job of noting the referee did not blow the whistles. Watch how open you'll see the Seneca player on the near side crease. Watch this nice nifty pass. He's so open you can't even see him. That's a better angle, as Connor Fields has all the time in the world to get that one past the diving Gordy Bowden.
Well, I'm just like you and just like the Coquitlam team. I was a little caught off guard when there was that reset, because it seemed like everything kind of came to a standstill for a second. And now, what can you do on that one if you're Coquitlam? You got to try and shake it off.
Yeah, these breaks like this in the game are tough, and that's why in the NLL now I hate how challenges can overtake a game. They take so long to look at, and the momentum just absolutely dies. But Junior B, there's no challenge flags or anything like that, so these are the only breaks and towel wipes that we'll see sometimes, but other than that, it's usually a fast-paced game.
I love to see a good flow to a game, and lacrosse is probably the best at that as we get some contact over on the line, and Coquitlam will take over. So Fields gets the goal. 4 goals now in this tournament. He had 3 yesterday in a 12-8 victory over the Manitoba Blizzard. Right now, Coquitlam, though, down a man, looks to kill some time as Max Van Strijn has it. The captain for the Adanacs gets pushed back towards the line, but now with the double team along the boards, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Ball comes loose, and it's going to go into the corner, and Nico McNabb gets there. So McNabb now picks it up. Coquitlam down a man, 50 seconds left in the penalty, going to Mark Sun. So Sun's in the box. It's a 1-0 lead for the Seneca War Chiefs here on day 2 of the 2016 Founders Cup. Bono trying to get to that loose ball. Gets a little bit of help there from Monty Chisholm, and Chisholm swoops in, picks it up, and Chisholm goes for a run to the near side.
It looks like Coquitlam's got a lot more gas in their tank already on this shorthanded. They only have 4 on the floor, but they're really stretching this forward, and Seneca's getting tied up, caught, looks like by their own legs, unable to keep up with them.
Well, last night Coquitlam played in the late game, so technically they would have had less rest than the Seneca War Chiefs. Wouldn't notice that right now, although usually in any sport you start to see that in the later stages of a contest.
And I know I was speaking with Coquitlam's assistant coach, and he said the time difference really wasn't a factor for these boys. I mean, it's obviously hard to adapt to the change sometimes, but they figured it out by now, so not a real factor to them, they're saying.
You might feel that more in a morning game where it might be different time, as there's the side of the net, a shot to hit the side, rattles the mesh, and it looked like it almost went in. There's the behind-the-back pass in tight, and the War Chiefs are going to flip it out, and down the floor it goes. We are all even right now. Chasing after this one is Shine, and that Shine gets to it, and now he's got an open man. Passes to Sun. Sun drops that shoulder, fires the shot. The left-hand shot missed over top, and now we got a battle for a ball where it comes over to the War Chiefs. However, good pressure there, as Mark Sun just came flying in there to help out and work that ball free.
The intensity and the pace of this game is just off the charts right now for an afternoon game. It feels like it's an 8 o'clock prime time where there's a medal on the line. These two teams know they both have to win, and it could really hurt Coquitlam if they get the loss.
Cody Reed wipes out there, loses the ball, and it is recovered by Giovanni Klimowicz, who will now drop it back to Mohawk. Jonah Mohawk. He's a right-hand shot over there in that far corner, trying to work his way towards the center, fights through the contact, and as he got freed up for the shot, the ball came out of his stick. Or else he would have had a good look there. Not a lot of space out there in this one so far, as Coquitlam on the defense has done their best to stay right all over the War Chiefs, and you can say the exact same thing down at the other end, where Larson Sundown now has control. He passes it off over there to Scanlon. There's Mohawk with it. Jonah Mohawk passes over into the corner. 8 seconds left on the shot clock, and picking it up are the Adanacs, and then we get a heavy hit in behind the net.
That's going to draw some attention right away, as I'm not sure if he's going to take both, but that is one of the nastiest plays you could see right behind a net. And a vulnerable player going head first into the boards is that I'm sure there's going to be just a slashing called. That wasn't the penalty I was going to call if I'm the official, but here it is. As we see Coquitlam, watch number 77, White, as it looks to be from behind right on the numbers.
That seems to be two hands on the stick and just pushing right into the back.
But our officials today have called a slash. We'll call that a non-textbook slash.
There's a shot from the Adanacs, and in the box is Lane Benedict. Our officials in today's game are Jesse Smith from Manitoba and Rob Pollock from Alberta. On standby is Tanner Fetch. So there's your three officials for this contest as Coquitlam gets the ball back. And Pozzebon has it over to Sundar. So here we go, power play opportunity. The War Chiefs leading 1-0. The Adanacs looking to reply. We've played almost 11 minutes here in the first period. Thanks for joining us on the JBI Sports Network on YouTube. Today's games are all free, brought to you by the Toronto Rock. Visit torontorock.com and see how you can get signed up for your 2017 season tickets. McNabb passes it off. There's the shot fired by Sundar. The rebound came out, and it is controlled by the War Chiefs. Quick pass up ahead, and it's a break. Here's an opportunity now for Rogers. Rogers fires, and he missed the goal there. Felt the pressure from the defender coming off the bench. So Coquitlam now can go the other way with the Rogers left way up behind the floor. Coquitlam probably considered pushing it up quickly, but instead they'll now set things up.
Well, it's a tough call. They have the 5-on-4 look, so they bench told them to wait up, but they also had numbers the other way. And when you're down 1-0, you got to know when to take those jumps. Still early in the game, it's probably the best decision to let the power play do their thing.
Pozzebon fired the shot, and the save was made by Mason Jones. And the War Chiefs now have 25 seconds left in the penalty to Benedict. And now as they bring it into Coquitlam territory, we'll see if they can just chew off the rest of the time here. Oh, going right back to the line. Klimowicz thought he passed that off before he stepped over the line. And that was close. So a little bit of an unnecessary turnover there. 5 seconds left in the power play for Coquitlam as they take back over control. Oh, how about that pickoff? Stick in the perfect position by Scanlon, and Tommy Scanlon steams down the court and takes a shot, bouncing up, and it'll hit one of the lights hanging over top of the floor.
Scanlon's a big guy, but he's got some speed when he can get going, and when he definitely picks up speed, try to stop that man. That's almost trying to stop a freight train on a dime. Almost impossible.
It's like that sneaky speed where you don't really expect your man to break away from you when you're chasing him down. Next thing you know, he's separating from you. Now out of the goal, Bowden gets control. Coquitlam comes down the floor. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. They have got to get something in there. Instead, they'll just get it in deep, picked up by Jones. And Mason Jones here passes this one up quickly, and wow, a lot of space there for the War Chiefs. However, Coquitlam gets the defenders out there quick. Spencer, you'll know this very well. How important is it having a goaltender that can quickly turn that ball up the floor really fast?
Well, it's very important on a big floor like this because depending on where the offense have to run to, if it's the far door or the close door changing, you could get a transition game and have breakaway after breakaway if the offense is going slow to the bench. So you'll see great goalies in the NLL throw the ball completely down the floor almost just to get a stretch pass breakaway. And that's why goalies in lacrosse can end up with 5-6 assists in a game.
Well, Mason Jones showing off a little bit of that technique here early on. He's about to be tested, though, as Reed passes it out to Pozzebon, who sends it over there to Sundar. Pozzebon gets it back. Long shot in there as the shot clock was winding down. Save was made by Jones. No problem. And you see immediately there, he just brings that in, and he's got his eyes down the floor. No options there, so he'll just hand it off to the nearest man. And now the Seneca War Chiefs will go on to the attack.
It's good to see goalies nowadays actually first look, listen to their coaches going down the floor. It used to be just go to the safety net. You go to their guy so there's no problems. But now with goaltenders using these big sticks, as you see, they can throw it almost end to end. And we've seen that once. In Orangeville's game last night, we almost had a goalie goal.
Oh, heavy hit there along the boards. And getting right back up after taking that collision and just continuing to fight on. That was the War Chiefs. Parrish Good work there, but Coquitlam takes back control. 5:25 to go here in the opening period. It's a 1-0 lead for the Seneca War Chiefs. This has been a tightly contested first period, and stepping in the crease was Tyson Abbott. Seneca, as we mentioned off the top, coming off a 12-8 victory over the Manitoba Blizzard. The Coquitlam Adanacs still searching for their first win after dropping their opening contest 11-4 against the host Orangeville Northmen, who we'll see in action here at 8 o'clock tonight against Manitoba in Group B play at the 2016 Founders Cup. Save was made there, and now it's picked up by the Adanacs, and spinning and hopping his way down the floor. That's Ben Miller. Not the biggest player out there is Ben Miller, but he'll avoid all those green and purple uniforms, and he'll pass it off to Lucas Sundar as the Adanacs will try and get a look.
They really need to get something going offensively. They've seen a lot of great opportunities, but I don't know if Mason Jones has really got their number today, but Coquitlam hasn't seen themselves in the offensive side of the floor.
They get the ball back, and they seem to be pretty relentless there. The offense doesn't, once they lose control there, they're not just kind of turning back and heading towards the bench. They're still fighting for a second or third opportunity, and that's going to make a difference later on. But again, like you said, not getting too many good looks so far, and there's another long shot, and Jones is going to eat those up all day.
Yes, shots sitting at 7-7 right now. Very back and forth lacrosse. Goalie standing tall, and only that one goal to show for it coming to Seneca.
Here's Connor Fields. He has the goal. Passes off, and that dish was intended for Sundown, who just couldn't take it cleanly. And if he controls there, would have had a nice look. Coquitlam tries to bomb it up the side to try and get down the floor. It's controlled by Bono. Bono gets upended.
Thought we were seeing a penalty there for sure, as they've been seem to be calling the check from behinds pretty cleanly all week here.
Posabone passes over to Sundar, takes the shot, and there's the save from Jones. Had to be ready for that one, because there was a good shot from the side. And now the War Chiefs, how about that? Just kind of a sky hook pass that gets up to O'Shea Rogers. Rogers finds Mohawk. Mohawk on the far side. Tries to bust his way through the Coquitlam Adanacs defenders. Loses the ball, retrieved, and now here go the Adanacs the other way. Clough passes back to Abbott. Ooh, that pass missed, and relentless is Mohawk as he is going to battle, and he's going to get that ball back.
That's dedication right there, absolutely. 1-on-2, and look at him now. He's still able to hold on to this ball as finally the Adanacs get it, and that's Van Strine.
Van Strine sends it up ahead to Sheehan. Passes over there to Sun. Sun takes the shot. Rebound comes out. There's a shot, a second opportunity, and Jones makes the save. And now the War Chiefs take back the ball with 2:05 to go here in the opening period.
War Chiefs really feeding off of Jones right now. 9 consecutive saves, and all of them from in tight, that area where you got to be sharp as a goalie.
Here's Fields now. Oh, fakes. Goes in towards the middle. Didn't have a clear lane, so he dishes off. Shot was fired, and getting a piece of it was Bowden. War Chiefs are going to get another opportunity on this possession, or at least it looked like it. Yeah, still set up now. Fresh 30 to work with. Plenty of time, but Fields decides, I'm going to fire right now. The rebound popped out just in front of the crease, and it's picked up by the Adanacs. 90 seconds to go in the first period. Here's Chisholm. Joined by Sundar, McNabb. Morris just comes off the bench right now. Into the corner, Chisholm has to drop it back out. Minute 15 to go. Shot gets blocked, and it'll go into about the fourth row.
Well, it's probably a good thing his stick got on that one.
Coquitlam trying to tie this one up. Minute and 5 seconds to go in the first period. Here's an opportunity. There's a shot, and they score.
And now rough stuff after the play in the corner. It was the Seneca War Chief coming in, I believe. That was Clifford Brooks as we get a look at the Adanacs. And actually, it's Dana Ray The more feisty Dana Ray, 63. He's already been in the box once. As we'll get a look at that Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay. Outside shot. I don't know if it got tipped because it fooled Jones completely. Went to his right when it looked like it was going at his 5.
Looked like he had a clean look at that one.
Yeah, so I don't know if it went off his stick or if it was a weird hop off the floor. But nevertheless, we're tied at 1.
With exactly a minute to go in the first period, and this has been a very even first period. And while this is the 6th game of the 2016 Founders Cup, it might be the tightest period, or one of them, that we've seen so far.
Well, this is what I like about Junior B lacrosse. When teams come together, you really see the talent level and how people react and how players compete against the top competitors in this sport.
Oh, Van Strijn steals it. 30 seconds ago, has his stick just knocked right out of his gloves, and that allows the War Chiefs to take back over control, and this could be the final possession as we're into the final 30, and we'll see if the War Chiefs, what they'll decide to do. Connor Fields comes down the floor. 10 seconds now. And they're going to elect to shoot. Scanlon fakes, drops the shoulder, passes it off over to Sundown. Sundown goes one-on-one with his man, spinning, dishes out to Fields, got to shoot, and it is denied as the buzzer sounds to end an eventful and entertaining, a quick, pretty action-packed first period, and there was only 2 goals, Spencer.
Well, that's all you can ask for from both teams. Both goalies playing well. The coaches are going to go into the rooms, just settle everyone down. It's only 20 minutes. They'll get their 10-minute breaks here, and they'll come back. Really, the penalties were pretty much even. Shots were 10-10. Both goals were well-earned, deserved goals. So we're going to come back in about 10 minutes' time. Lots more lacrosse to go here in game number 6.
It's 1-1 after 20 minutes of play between the Coquitlam Adanacs and the Seneca War Chiefs. You're watching the 2016 Founders Cup on YouTube, courtesy of the JBI Sports Network.
Born of the Huron and of the Mohawk, of the wilderness, of strength and endurance. This is Canada. This is lacrosse. Our country, our sport. Canada's national summer sport, lacrosse.
2017 Toronto Rock season tickets are on sale now. Lock in your seat today for as low as $195 and you won't miss a moment of the action. For more information, visit torontorock.com.
welcome back to the JVI Sports Network here on YouTube and the 2016 Founders Cup, and we want to hear from you. Let us know who you think the 3 stars of this afternoon's game are. Tweet us at JVI Video. Give us your thoughts on the 3 stars and everything going on with the Founders Cup. And we're set now for the second period. Mark McKelvey and Spencer Tanguay. And as we start the second period, this was interesting, Spencer, wasn't it?
Well, it's something you don't see every day. We got to look at the Coquitlam cheer, and it's Lucas Beaver for the Seneca War Chiefs alongside 32 Jonah Mohawk as we're back underway. Kind of intimidation factor, I guess, in a 1-1 game. Not sure what that's all about, but...
Well, Mohawk just stood there, and he was there even before Coquitlam was on the floor and held his ground and listened in on the cheer. Didn't join in, that's for sure. As there's a shot, that one bounces wide, and it's taken back by Coquitlam Adanacs, and that's just pulling him right down was Beaver. And Beaver will head to the box for holding, which means we are going to get a Toronto Rock Elite League power play.
Well, that's kind of an obvious call almost. He bear hugged him trying to go to the ground. I don't think he originally meant to do that, but we'll try to get another look here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay for you. But it is a power play coming up for Coquitlam as Beaver, one of those guys they need on the floor, will sit back in the box.
And we should apologize to Chris Tureen, who we were unable to identify as the goal scorer there in the first period. He's not wearing his usual jersey. There was an 87 out there who was not on the list, was not on the point streak stat tracker. So Spencer did some investigative journalism in the first intermission and found out that was Chris Tureen, who claims his jersey was stolen.
Yeah, it's an odd thing coming off the plane and finding out your Adanac sweater is not going to be with you all week now.
No, but he's wearing number 87. He's got a goal, and there's another goal for the Adanacs as that shot is ripped home by Nico McNabb, and the Adanacs have their first lead of the contest.
Well, that's just a nice shot. That's a shooter's perfect spot to shoot it right at Mason Jones' right foot, as we'll get another look here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay. Outside shot. Top of your screen here. Watch the left side now. Top of the shooter circle. Nice rip from McNabb to go right at his foot to make it a 2-1 contest, and it's their first lead, like you mentioned.
So Chris Tureen, Nico McNabb, they have the goals for the Adanacs, who are up 2-1. Seneca's lone marker was contributed by Connor Fields, as the War Chiefs now look to reply. That goal coming about a minute into the second period, which it took us a little bit of time to see a goal there in the first, is now off to the races down the floor. This is Bono. Bono fires, and he just misses there. And this rebound comes all the way down the floor, and it is picked up, and we're going to have a penalty. You could hear the whack on that one. And that's going to be a power play for the Adanacs, who now get the extra runner out there.
Well, their power play was deadly in the last one. We just saw it scoring from the top, so this could be another deadly opportunity for them.
Oh, they're not going to get anything here while we wait for the penalty to be called. High sticking will be the call, as Max Van Strijn took quite a whack there from Clifford Brooks. And Brooks will now sit in the box for potentially 2 minutes, and that means we get another Toronto Rock Elite League power play.
And it's their third look at the power play here. They're going with the same offensive unit out there, the same 5. So we'll see what happens here as it's Pozzebon starting it off up top.
Pozzebon, that man, as you mentioned, Spencer, and right now he's just going to each side, and there we get our first pass into the corner. As no need to rush just yet if you're the Adanacs. They'll wait. Now they're going to get guys going in motion. As Pozzebon tries to provide a little bit of a pick there and some confusion through the middle. There's a shot from McNabb. Why not go back to the guy who scored? He shoots from about the same spot and goes for the same spot, and the save was made.
Well, it looked like an instant replay of that power play. Good movement inside to open up that shooting lane for McNabb, and McNabb going for that same foot back to back.
Sundar just in front of the bench had it and passes into the corner. He'll get it back. Once again, the Adanacs get back into the same positions here. And we'll see when they get things going and are about to start rolling. They got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They go across, is cutting into the middle. That was McNabb. 4 to shoot now. There's the shot. Jones makes the save. That ball just drops right down perfectly. No problem for Pozzebon. And with a fresh 30 And 50 seconds left in the power play. We'll see if the Adanacs can strike again, and they do. Pozobon fires it home there. And just like that, it is now a 3-1 game for Coquitlam.
Well, I'm beginning to notice a trend here as we'll get a look at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay. Keep your eye on the goaltender, Mason Jones, for the Seneca War Chiefs on another outside shot. Look how deep in this net he is. He's got to come more out, way up top to the top of that crease, as that is a better look at at how low he is in his net. Stepping out will cut down that angle and give him a better reaction time to stop that ball 5-hole.
Well, now it's 3-1 for Coquitlam. And they get 2 power play goals. So if you're Seneca, you can not really afford to take many more penalties in this contest. And if you're Coquitlam, you'd love to try and goat them into a few more. As it's now Chris Tureen with it, wearing number 87, as mentioned. On the far side, passes it across. That's a pass that was unable to be corralled by Sundar. And now the War Chiefs look to get that ball back. Battle for the loose ball towards the center. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Back to get it is Chisholm, and he's just going to have to send this the length of the floor. And now it'll be War Chiefs ball.
I think even though it's their ball right now, it's pretty evident that the momentum in this building is in favor of the Adanacs. A little more jump to their step and getting those loose balls a step quicker than the Seneca War Chiefs.
The War Chiefs looking to change the tide. There's a shot. Nice save made there by Bowden as he denied Chase Scanlon. And no second opportunity. Well, there might be here as the Adanacs pretty much just give it away. That's a tough giveaway there because here's a chance. And almost making them pay was Beaver as he came across the top of the crease, took that pass and couldn't beat the netminder Bowden.
I think that's his best attribute, Lucas Beaver, right there, knowing where he has to be on the floor in front of the net. Lacrosse IQ is through the roof, knowing they have numbers 3-on-2 on that off-ball turnover. Comes in front of the net, almost putting it over the right shoulder. He scored a goal like that yesterday against Manitoba.
Sundar with a shot that he fires over top of the defender, who used as a screen. Save was made there, though, by Jones. Tight defense right now all over McNabb. And, McNabb gets slammed up into the glass. Loose ball in the corner. And they'll get a little help from the netminder, will the War Chiefs, as Jones reels it in, and Seneca will bring it down the floor. 5 minutes has elapsed here in the second frame. And Seneca with the turnover there. That'll frustrate them a little bit now as Coquitlam looks to take it the other way. And are hustling down the floor with it is Max Van Strijn. Strijn drops it back, was trying to get to Pozobon. That one's intercepted. A little bit of sloppy play here right now, but the War Chiefs go the other way. Bouncing ball is brought in. Here's a chance for Fields, and he scores! Wow. Fields was the second man up the floor and gets the nice bounce coming right to him, and he strikes for his second goal of the game.
Well, a turnover caused that play back in the Coquitlam end, and it was the nifty thinking of the transition flip pass. I don't know if we'll get a look as you see the bouncing ball. That's off a flip pass. It was intended to go to Dana Ray, but Fields coming in trailing scoops up that loose ball, and it's just goes to the right hip of the netminder. So now it's a 1-goal game, and all of a sudden this game is starting to pick up the momentum and entertainment factor.
Good save made there by Jones. And on that replay, Spencer, it almost looked like Ray knocked that ball back on purpose, knowing he had the second man behind him. I thought at first he just tried to bring it in and never quite was able to get it under control. Either way, Fields is able to connect. It's a 3-2 game, and we've got a dandy going on here this afternoon at the Founders Cup, which you are watching here on YouTube, courtesy and the JVI Sports Network. All games today are free, thanks to the Toronto Rock. As Coquitlam gives it away. Sundar couldn't take that pass that was bounced in there. And now the War Chiefs look to turn it up the floor, and they'll set things up.
Well, Lucas Beaver wanted that ball right away from Mason Jones, but he just couldn't get a good pass.
Another turnover by the War Chiefs. Here's a chance for a pass up ahead. Unable to bring it in, though. We're the Adanacs, and now here come the War Chiefs the other way. There's the shot. That one was fired. Bounces over into the corner and up along the near boards. Here's Fields, tough to contain. Boy, he just sweeps by Sun there, and then he flips it back outside. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Beaver. Sends it across the floor, doesn't get to the intended target. 3 now to shoot, picked up by Fields. Fields got to get rid of it, tries to send one towards the goal, and we'll get a shot clock violation. While we have a moment, we'd like to let you know that the Rock Elite League is now accepting registration for fall 2017. Join the premier winter box lacrosse league in Canada. A 24-game regular season allows players to keep their skills sharp year-round at the Rock Elite League with professional coaching from NLL players. Register online today at rockeliteleague.com. Seneca now with the ball.
That league, a great way to keep your sticks going throughout the entire winter is, I wish they had that more unified, I guess, in the Ontario game and all over the provinces of Canada, as lacrosse, the national summer sport of Canada. But if you want to get better, got to play all year round sometimes, or at least keeping your stick in your hand.
Here's a chance with the shot, and there was the save made as Mohawk did some good work in deep before getting pasted as he made that pass out. He's now chasing down and knocking that ball away from Ben Miller, who's got no stick, and instead
Last-ditch effort.
lunges towards his man. Almost got him. Instead now it's once again the War Chiefs with control. 8 minutes gone here in the second period. It's a 3-2 lead for the Coquitlam Adanacs.
Well, crazy stat. If you joined us in the first game this morning between Nova Scotia and Saskatchewan, the shots.
There's the save, and the ball went up and over top of Bowden and in.
Well, rough stuff's going to ensue, I think, very soon in this game. These teams don't like each other. What a second dish effort. I believe that was Lucas Beaver.
Beaver's the one getting congratulations from his teammates as he hobbles off a little bit, maybe in a little bit of discomfort. We'll go to the replay.
Well, watch Beaver. The referee is just hiding him right now. He's going to come on right there, off his shoulder, and yep, off his left shoulder, and goes behind him. But as I was mentioning, if you joined us, so there's the nifty play. This happened a few minutes ago. Kind of a backhand pass like you'd see in hockey. And there's Dana Ray. You mentioned he may have tipped it, and it worked. It looked like it did. So the first game this morning, there was 28 shots on goal in the first period by Nova Scotia alone. Total shots in this game, there's only been 28.
Wow.
Halfway through the game, total, between both teams.
Really just shows how even of a matchup this is.
Exactly.
And that you got to fight for your space and fight for your opportunities. They're not being handed to anybody. We've got a tie game, 3-3. The War Chiefs with a quick response. They fall down by 2 to start this second period. They've now tied it up. Fields with a pair. Now Beavers on the board, and now they're looking for more. Shot is ripped past the net, and that ball will now bounce all the way down the floor. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Out to play it is Jones, and Jones gets rid of it, sending it the length of the floor. Coquitlam now taking over.
As a goaltender, I get asked sometimes, how come players just don't run you? It's so fun to hit a goalie. Well, if you think about it, if you're going after the goalie, there's going to be an open guy somewhere.
Yep.
So you got to kind of weigh your opportunities and pros and cons. It's fun to hit a goaltender sometimes, and the crowd loves it, but it could cost you a goal easily.
Chisholm just got rocked there, but however, the Adanacs maintain control. Only 2 to shoot now. There's the shot from the far side. Save was made as we get a little pushing and shoving behind the net. And we're going to have a penalty coming up, and it looks like they're only going to take 1. The War Chiefs are going to go shorthanded here, and that's a tough penalty to take considering the War Chiefs were about to get the ball back, and it was after the shot clock.
Well, Coquitlam right now, 2 for 3 on this Rock Elite League power play. So 66% when they are on the man-up opportunity. And this is the same 5 again. Watch for McNabb up top to really shoot that ball.
Coquitlam on the power play. Dana Ray in the box for 2 or less. Pausabon going back and forth with McNabb, but now over to Sundar. Pausabon and Sundar. Now we get a little movement. Coming over for the pick was McNabb. Nothing there just yet. Diagonal pass. Shot from the outside. Save was made by Jones. Battle for the loose ball. Bodies colliding everywhere. Ball now just sitting there. Scooped up and controlled by O'Shea Rogers. Rogers stays with it. He's going to get an opportunity. Oh, And he almost put that home, but he steps to the
That would have been
crease.
sick.
Whoa.
That would have been a goal of the tournament if he could have put that away.
Sometimes it's those plays that just kind of snowball into something from nothing, where a guy gets a little, almost you could say, out of control. Next thing you know, he's in tight. Almost worked there for Rogers. 1:05 to go on the power play. There's a shot from McNabb going low. Jones makes the save as he gets down to deny it. And now the War Chiefs will look to get it up and across the line and then try and eat up some clock. That's not going to work. The pass goes over towards Salinas, and doesn't matter. Coquitlam now takes back control. Sundar to Posabon, over to McNabb. Those are the three Coquitlam Adanacs up top there. Joined down low by Abbott and Tureen. Here's Tureen. Oh, the pass was up and over top of him. Luckily, it works out for the Adanacs. Posabon. There's the shot, fired and scores. Sundar picks the corner with 25 seconds left, and this power play is sure firing on all cylinders right now for the Adanacs.
Well, I mean, stats don't lie. 75% of the power play, 3 of their 4 goals on the power play with 9:06 left in the second. Here is a look at that Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay on the power play. What a shot. Just catches the left corner of the net. Not much the goalie can do on that one, Mason Jones. Just a nice rip from a good offensive spot.
You could see Jones's reaction there where he kind of looked up as that one beat him. I think he thought he had all the angles covered. Either way now, the War Chiefs are down by 1, looking to reply, and there's the save made by Bowden.
Talk about a quick turnaround, and here they come the other way.
This is Miller. He fires. This one gets through. Miller gives the Adanacs a 2-goal lead once again. And 2 back-to-back goals from the Adanacs.
Well, it is Miller time in here. What a shot. Offhand. Comes across his body, far side, right in between the legs. Take a look. Just prior to this, we had a Seneca breakaway chance. Watch this. Rips it right between the legs. Jones tried to spin back and get it, but no luck at all. 5-3, 2 goals in 23 seconds.
We've got 5 different goal scorers now for the Adanacs, as they're up to a 5-3 lead. The War Chiefs have already erased a 2-goal deficit here in this second period. They'll have to do it again. They hope not to fall down by 3 for the first time in today's contest, as we are almost 12 minutes deep here in the second. Mohawk lost it. Gets a little help, though. Is picking it up is Sundown. Sundown over the Gates. Blocked, and now Gates gets the stick up high there as he steals it back. Gates passes it across and unable to click with that pass as he was trying to get it over there to Lane Benedict.
Good call by the official there. Too many men. They actually played the whole 30 seconds with too many. I don't know how no one noticed that. I didn't see it till he put his hand up.
Usually you hear it from the other team's bench.
That's correct, yep.
There you get fired up and worked up about that, trying to get the officials' attention. Here's Sundar. He's got a goal. Tries to go for that exact same spot that we saw him connect with on the 4th goal. He missed, and not going to matter. Official calls a violation there against the Adanacs, and Seneca takes back control. Down the floor. That is Tyson Brown passing it over there to Fields. Now Fields will put it over across to Brendan White. White finds Larson Sundown coming down Main Street. Ball goes up into the air. Whistle blows, and Coquitlam takes back control. And Ben Miller, he's got some jets. He comes right down once again. Doesn't shoot, hands off to Abbott. Abbott took the shot, and then he got drilled, and we're going to have a penalty.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You see those a lot in lacrosse. As I believe it might just be a 2 for illegal cross check, but Tyson Abbott kind of got run over from behind, but that's just momentum of the Seneca player. No, he's calling it a 4 for checking from behind, as we might get a look here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay. Here it is. Miller's coming down. This is like the exact same opportunity they just had with a pass off to Abbott, and right there tries to slow down, but not in time, gets him from behind. So it's Dana Ray off a 4-minute double minor for checking from behind.
Well, we get a wipe down now, and that gives us a chance to let you know that today's games are free on YouTube, coming to you from the JVI Sports Network, courtesy of the Toronto Rock Toronto Rock season tickets are on sale now for the 2017 season. Enjoy great benefits like the ticket exchange program, 2 bring a friend vouchers for any regular season game, and your ticket to the first Rock home playoff game is included. Tickets start at as low as $195. For more information, call 416-596-3075 or visit TorontoRock.com. And back to the power play are the Adanacs, where they have been lethal.
Oh, that's 100. That is definitely sure. 75%. And it's literally simple passing east-west with a pick coming up top. That's all I've seen so far.
Sometimes just keeping it simple is the way to go. Abbott now has it, comes out of the corner. Pass across got broken up. Loose ball picked up by the War Chiefs.
Not sure whose stick was that, but the stick went flying across. We'll see where the ref brings it to. Oh, it's going to be a Coquitlam stick, I guess.
Threw it towards their bench as Ryan Kidd has that ball along the boards, and they're joined by several other players. And the ball's going to stay down at this end with the War Chiefs. So now for the War Chiefs, they are going to try and chew up some time. Spencer, what's kind of the strategy here for Coquitlam to get it back? Do you go for the double team right away, or with still 3 minutes in power play time, do you wait for the War Chiefs to sort of throw it away?
Well, I think with Tommy Scanlon on the floor like this,
it wasn't going to matter.
That may have answered your question. It may have been over that quick. But now, as we're seeing another penalty coming, this one to Coquitlam, it'll even it up. But normally, if you have a long time like that, you can set back a little bit, kind of let Seneca tire themselves out and jump at your opportunities. You don't want to tire yourself out too early.
Ethan Anderson goes to the box for 2 minutes for slashing, and that comes exactly a minute into the 4-minute penalty to Ray. So, easy math here. We can figure this one out, no problem.
Yep.
It'll be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, unless we see some other penalties. And then the Adanacs will continue with their power play for a minute. Here's 4-on-4 play, though. A little bit of more space now. Mohawk tries to dish it off as he dropped the shoulder, pushed along his defender. This ball goes up into the air. Trying to climb the ladder to bring it in there was Connor Gates in front of the crease. Ball goes into the corner, and there has just been a lot of battles. Everyone trying to get an inch of space out there. Nice fake, diving in, and it's not going to count.
Oh, I think we got to get another look at that one because that is close. The ball may have been in, but the official on the floor disagrees and says no. That might have been a beautiful opportunity for a highlight of the night candidate.
They take away that one from Larson Sundown. And now we'll get another wipe down, as you can, from up here, really see the spot right in front of the goal. If we get a chance, we'll get to check out that most recent opportunity from Sundown. Here we are.
Yeah, watch this. Keep your eye on the crease. As it's a tough angle, it looks like he is in the crease, as that is a good call by the official on the floor. He gets pushed in just before he jumps, and he jumped in the crease. So it is no goal. As we get a great look right here again, we pull it back. Watch where the ball comes out of his stick. As we'll play it forward now. Right here. He still hasn't released it. Now he has, and he is in the crease. I don't know how they could see that well down there on the floor, but what a great call by the official.
That's one that I think, if the official doesn't call it, I don't even think Coquitlam's going to argue. They might have understood that he was just outside when he took off.
Well, National Lacrosse League, that's always challenged. Like right away, every goal is so precious. But like I said, delays are so long in that league now because of that challenge.
Here's Mohawk, who's got to send it down the floor. Gets it right on goal.
Oh, testy shot.
And then the Adanacs get back the ball with 51 seconds left in the penalty to Anderson. 4-on-4 action out here. Posabon up top, joined by Pontalini. Also out there now is Abbott. And then down in the corner, that is Monty Chisholm. There's Abbott to Chisholm. Chisholm takes this pass. 4 Adanacs now moving in pretty tight. Chisholm gets forced back outside, dishes off. There's the shot. That was on. Nope, they'll say it wasn't in time.
I don't know if it was just my eyes or if it looked like when he shot it, I don't know if the back of Jones hit the mesh, but it looked like it caught his foot and then hit the mesh. But nevertheless, the shot clock went off anyway, so it's not going to matter.
You could see the netting kind of ripple, and that just throws you off a few times a game, no doubt about that. As here is a nice move and a shot from the War Chiefs Sundown, who had that glorious opportunity just before. Oh, coming over the line.
Well, it was over and back, but the Seneca player coming out of the box. So, question is, was he in the box playing 4-on-4, or was he out? And the ref said he was out of the box, so it is a over and back violation.
Tough break there for the War Chiefs, as they might have been able to kill up some precious time. 40 seconds now remaining in the penalty to Ray. Coquitlam on the power play. They have got 3 power play goals. Ooh, and there's an errant pass that goes up and out of play.
Well, this is the 6th look on the power play now, as they have their 5th and 6th on this double minor, and they're 3 for 5, a 60% operating percentage so far, as we'll see the reg team come out. And in the National Lacrosse League, the shot clock actually is on all the time, but in Junior B, it remains off. So this is where regging becomes a huge part of this Junior B game.
It's tough to get it away from some of these players who have got some crafty moves and don't mind taking some abuse.
Well, teams will sign a guy. Really, he may not be the best shooter or defender, but if he can hold on to the ball, that's a talent that easily can win you a game.
And there's some talent going behind the back. How about that shot there? Fired by Connor Fields. We know he's got lots of talent. 2 goals in this game thus far. And now it's going to come in on goal where Bowden picks up, and Bowden's looking down the floor. This pass, trying to reel it in there and getting control of it. That's some good work by Bono. He slides right along the floor. I wonder if there's going to be a wipe down.
Oh, that's going to be a wipe down for sure. Slip and slide. As he was coming in hot.
There's a shot off the crossbar. Oh, just getting wallpapered there. That was Scanlon, who just got leveled. And now we get the play blown down. We'll get that wipe down in the crease.
Well, we'll see if our replay and broadcast team can get you a replay of that big collision in front of the net as our 2 young lacrosse players come on to take care of the floor.
One's going each way.
Try to get a look at that big hit once again.
Well, here was the Bono opportunity.
And back the other way, just seconds later, is where you'll see the big hit. Right here, watch in front of the net. Looks like it's an average scoring chance, but now watch this.
Ooh.
Just sent to the floor.
Put right
standing
in the net.
up for his goalie, I guess. Nothing wrong with that.
Put right in the net. That was a big hit. As we've got 2:49 to go here in the second period. 5-2, 5-3 lead, I should say, for the Coquitlam Adanacs, as you get a look at the crowd and those in attendance here at the Alder Street Arena, the host site of the 2016 Founders Cup here on day 2. We've got 4 games today. This is our second contest. 2 more coming up, 1 at 5, 1 at 8. As great action all week long. If you're in the area, definitely something to come by and check out, as there's a turnover, and here come the War Chiefs the other way. Opportunity. Ball comes back. Oh, and then they almost overthink it a little bit there. They don't get the opportunity they wanted, and the ball comes back down the floor.
You said that perfectly, overthinking that way too much. They had 3 great prime scoring chances, and they tried to go for that highlight goal. Not necessary at all.
Sometimes adding a third man on an opportunity coming down the floor just throws everybody off a little bit. Guys don't want to be too selfish, but sometimes you got to be. Here's Miller. He's not afraid to be selfish, and that's not a knock on him. He'll just run it down the floor, gets a shot, gets his own rebound. And that works out perfectly for Miller. He gets the rebound, fresh 30, and he'll go to the bench. And now the offense will go to work.
Well, I got my eye on him for one of our JVI 3 stars of the game for sure. Just a hard-working, nifty little intense guy. He's not that big at all. Just really gets it done.
Talk about nifty. How about that little spin and fire from Tareen? Oh, big hit. As that was McNabb, who just ran over O'Shea Rogers, and that's got the Adanacs bench fired up. We get some battling going on. Still lots of time on the shot clock, 15 seconds. There's McNabb with it, bounces it just past. And they said it hit the goal. So now, Coquitlam gets another one of those offensive rebounds, has a fresh 30 to work with, but they will cough it up. And now the War Chiefs have got it.
Well, 60 seconds to go in this second period. They need a goal. Seneca needs a goal. You don't want to go down by 2. By 1 is definitely more manageable in this game so far.
Beaver calling for it, gets it now, fires, oh, he hit the post. Ball goes down the floor, and it's going to be picked up. Fresh 30 now for the War Chiefs with 44 seconds left in the period. So we'll see if the War Chiefs try to wait or if they're going to go for almost a 2-for-1.
Well, they should get a quick shot here and then call timeout if they get it back. This is huge. They're already kind of issuing the timeout, and Coquitlam has it, and they'll call timeout.
That was a big rebound, a big battle for the rebound there, and Coquitlam quickly groups over on their bench as they're going to try and draw something up. But we go to the replay here, and this was the hit I talked about from McNabb as he ran over Rogers with that hit. And now right here, what's the strategy here, Spencer? 27 seconds left, so Coquitlam can have the final shot. Obviously going into the second intermission up by 2 is nice, but boy, up by 3 would be something even better.
Well, the question I have is if they leave Bowden in net, I'm going to say he's going to stay on the bench, and they go for the 6-on-5. They only have one shot left, a full 30. That'll be shut off as there's only 27.1 to go. But it's all about waiting till that 8 or 9 second mark, really not coughing the ball up if they pull the goaltender. And it's going to be one quick shot, I think. And yet we're going to see Bowden stay on the bench. So 6-on-5. And I believe Chisholm will be Chisholm's going to be the 6th guy, a bigger body. Look for him to just play low and maybe even step in front of the goaltender.
Does Seneca sit back here and let them wait until that final shot, or do you try and pressure knowing that
I think
they cough it up?
You have to stay back. If you pressure, they only have 5 on the floor. It's like a power play right now. Pressure after the 10-second mark. Right now, settle down a bit. They're too far outside.
And that's what we'll get. Sundar's got it. Clock now down to 13 seconds. He passes over to McNabb. They're going to go back and forth. We'll see when they get moving in. Here we go. 8 seconds left in the period now. McNabb has it. He goes up and over top, and he scores! Coquitlam jumps out to a 6-3 lead with just 4 seconds left in the second period. McNabb strikes.
Well, talk about perfect timing for the goal. That's the coach is going to pat himself on the back for drawing up that play. McNabb, nifty little pick and roll play on the far side. Watch there. There's the up pick right there. It goes around it and just puts it over the far side of Jones, who actually from this angle you'll see he's already down on the ground. Too early. I don't know if he slipped, but it is a 3-goal advantage now. And I mentioned they wanted a 1-goal lead if you're Seneca. Now it's 3.
Well, the ball goes down the floor, picked up by the Adanacs. Time expires. And that was a big second period for the Coquitlam Adanacs. They score 5 times, 3 unanswered at the moment, to lead 6-3 over the Seneca War Chiefs heading into the final 20. And it's shaping up to be a good final 20 minutes. That's for sure.
Well, shots after 2 periods of play now, 25-20 in favor of the Adanacs of Coquitlam. Seneca will head to the room. They got a lot of work to do. They're down by 3.
You're watching the 2016 Founders Cup on the JVI Sports Network.
Born of the Huron and of the Mohawk, of the wilderness, of strength and endurance. This is Canada. This is lacrosse. Our country, our sport. Canada's national summer sport, lacrosse.
2017 Toronto Rock season tickets are on sale now. Lock in your seat today for as low as $195 and you won't miss a moment of the action. For more information, visit torontorock.com.
Well, welcome back to the 2016 Founders Cup here in Orangeville, Ontario. We are 40 minutes in to this Day 2 game between the Coquitlam Adanacs and the Seneca War Chiefs. Coquitlam leading 6-3 thanks to a big second period, Spencer.
Yeah, absolutely. Second period scoring summary brought to you by the Toronto Rock. 6-3 the score. Favor of Coquitlam. Shots on goal 25-20. Also in favor of the Coquitlam Adanacs. The Toronto Rock Athletic Centre is pleased to present the Paul Rabel Experience Live. This one-of-a-kind event is coming to Canada's premier lacrosse facility on October 1st and October 2nd, bringing lacrosse icon Paul Rabel to Oakville to hold his first ever Canadian camp is the first of many unique events happening at the track. This is all a part of the brand new slate of programming offered by Track Athletics. The Saturday, October 1st camp is for the Tyke, Novice, and Pee Wee division. The Sunday, October 2nd camp will be Pee Wee, Bantam, and Midget players. Register your player online today at TorontoRockAC.com.
And we want to remind you, as you saw on your screen there, to let us know who you think the 3 stars of today's game have been. Let us know at JVI Video. Get on Twitter. Also, we know lots of you are watching along on YouTube. Today's broadcasts are free on YouTube. Thanks to the Toronto Rock. We know there's lots of people in the comment sections watching along. We thank you for watching along wherever you are, or either in Canada or around the world. Thanks for joining us here as the third period begins. Seneca down by 3. Spencer, what do you think the message was to the War Chiefs? This is a team that does not lose very often. They're trailing by 3 coming into the third. They got to dig their way out of the hole.
Well, I think they just have to play smart lacrosse rather than those extra passes. As we'll see a power play coming up, but they have to play a little bit smarter, get more balls to the net rather than being more selfish, take less time away from doing the things they really don't need to focus on. Let's just worry about playing simple lacrosse.
Well, they go to the power play here. As you mentioned, we're going to get a holding penalty called. It goes against Coquitlam's Max Van Strijn. So here we go. Power play now for Seneca. And the power play has been great for the Adanacs. We'll see if Seneca can make them pay, though, here.
Well, this is only their third look at the Rock Elite League power play. They're 1 for 2, so operating at 50%. But it has been those Adanacs, the story of today's game. 50% of their goals happening with the man-up opportunity. And really, 5-on-5 hasn't been a big factor in today's game. A lot of the goals and a lot of the possession time coming with the man-ups and the man down.
For the Coquitlam Adanacs, they've scored 6 times in this game. They've had 5 different goal scorers. The only player with 2 goals, that is Nico McNabb. For the Seneca War Chiefs, as I've mentioned, 3 on the board. 2 of those courtesy of Connor Fields. The other one coming from Lucas Beaver. Those are the 2 players you expect to really carry the offense for their team. 9 points yesterday for Fields, 5 for Beaver. They're obviously both out here and going to be important players to key in on if you're the Adanacs. Here we go on this power play. Up top, that is Fields. Oh, the pass does not connect right away. Beaver, though, is able to retrieve, and now he passes it off. Seneca, there's a long shot. The save was made, but they're going to get the rebound, the War Chiefs. Coming right through the middle, looking for it with Scanlon, and goes into the crease. Oh, we're going to get a call up against the Adanacs, so the ball will stay down at this end, and we're going to get yet another wipe down. We were mentioning in the second intermission off air how many we might see in this third period. This is the second time, and we've played 51 seconds. So if you want to do a little math and figure out how many we're going to have, we're on pace for about 40.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the first day, actually, both Matt and myself mentioned when we were broadcasting the games that the floor was great. And then as we've progressed into the tournament, more people are coming in the building. It's hotter. All of a sudden, the floor just starts to sweat. And when they're sweating, all that water and sweat gets on the floor. It just becomes a bad kind of time delay. And that's why a lot of players prefer the turf over the floor. There's no delay with turf.
Well, the floor is what it is here, and this is a great facility, and they're doing their best, the staff here, to keep it as cool as possible. Right now, 6-3, the lead for Coquitlam. There's a shot, shoulder save, rebound. Beaver put it up and over top. Misses on the far side. Rebound comes out to Jonah Mohawk.
Now take a look at this power play. It's a lot different from Coquitlam's. They move the ball more down low and get more movement in that high slot, as there's a huge right shoulder save.
Big save made there. Play is blown down. We're getting a timeout here, as it looks like when that shot hit Bowden, Might have jarred him a little bit and rattled him. He took that up on the right shoulder, as you mentioned. Heavy shot there, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, Seneca's been known for that. They have all their players. Connor Fields coming out of the University of Albany, outside shooter, and can really just lean into one, along with Lucas Beaver, of course, we mentioned. They also have Scanlon brothers. What an offensive threat.
There's a look for Beaver, who kind of snuck around there and tried to fire the shot over top of a few bodies. Gets it back, fires, and that one is stopped and goes into the corner. But the War Chiefs are trying to get the ball back. If they can, they'll have spent over a solid minute and a half here in this end. They get it back. Beaver hands it off, and loses it. Picked off by the Adanacs.
That's the simple lacrosse I'm talking about that has to be cleaned up. He could have easily just turned and took a quick shot. That's his primo scoring area. Rather, he tried to be very fancy.
Oh, Scanlon, though, nothing fancy about that other than he just unleashed a cannon of a shot. And Tommy Scanlon gets a power play goal for the War Chiefs, one they needed, as they get back to within 2.
Well, Tommy Scanlon doing what he does best here in box lacrosse. Take a look at this Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay up top. Look at all the room he's got. No pressure at all on the outside shooter. Puts it far side, right over the right shoulder. And all of a sudden, it's a power play goal. Make it 6-4.
So we knew this one was going to be a close affair going into it. The first period was as tight as it possibly could have got. Although the second kind of went to the Adanacs, where actually no one knows where the ball is right now.
Talk about confusion. They are battling each other. Ball's in the roof.
They had me unsure where it was, and the official's just going to, the official actually is,
wow,
changed his mind there is what exactly happened with it. But as I was saying, second period was all Coquitlam, but you knew that you're not going to see any quit coming from the Seneca War Chiefs, and right now they've got the only goal of the third, trailing 6-4. Here's Mohawk with it now. 2:20 gone in the third. There's a shot, and that's a save that Bowden makes. Bowden seems to go down and kind of almost lunge towards a lot of these shots.
Well, that's a style more goaltenders are playing now in lacrosse, is the nets. This is one of those games where as you get better, the nets actually get bigger. And they're trying to make it a higher scoring game for the fans to enjoy. But goaltenders have to be more mobile. It's hard just to stand there and play your angles, as your goalies aren't just that big. It's not that easy anymore.
There's a save, though, from Jones, who's trying to reel that one in. As we get a battle. Reed's in there for Coquitlam. And also in there for the War Chiefs, that was Ryan Kidd. War Chiefs come away with it. Now they'll start down the floor. And they're not going to be in any hurry here, because right now they're seeming to kind of take over this third period a little bit. They get that power play goal, get a little bit of momentum, and getting that Mo on your side is always important. Here's Scanlon again, and he scores! Oh, Tommy Scanlon scores once again, his second of this period, and it's a 6-5 game.
Well, talk about nifty player right there, using his body to his advantage for the outside shots on his last goal. And now their fifth goal, he's out muscling the D, as we'll get a look at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay. Tommy Scanlon mustering in, watch his right shoulder, drops it, goes right around him and just puts it home. Hard for the goalie to stop a big shooter like that right on top of the crease.
So we've got a now 1-goal game thanks to Tommy Scanlon. 2 goals here. And with it at 6-5, Coquitlam needs to try and get the momentum or a little bit of this game back on their side. They're going to get the ball back here right now. Miller's got it. He's got a goal on this one. 6-5 the score.
This is where I think you'll see the referees. I mentioned it yesterday. Whistles probably will go away now. The players are going to play lacrosse. We have 16 to go. It's a 1-goal game. It's anyone's game up for grabs. These huge 2 points.
And they score. The Adanacs reply very quickly, as it's Angelo Pontalini who puts it home after taking that feed. A nice find on the pass there. And wow, it's a 2-goal lead now for the Adanacs, and really haven't had anything going their way to start this third period, but they do get a goal right there, and all of a sudden they get a little more breathing room.
Yeah, that's not really a thing the Adanacs have to worry about too much. They have the scoring powers. We'll get a look at that goal here on the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay. Great shot from the corner cam here. As you'll see, the open floor in the middle. There it is, Seal up top, and the spin off the roll. Watch this, right to the far side, and Jones unable to slide across in time.
Well, it was a gorgeous find. And now the Adanacs have restored the 2-goal lead, 7-5, and we're getting the goals starting to pour in a little bit here to start the third period.
I was going to say, the towel lacrosse players, the young boys doing the job here, are getting more floor time than some of the players on the bench, as it's been a 5-on-4 game usually for the most part, but now we're starting to see a lot more 5-on-5, getting a lot more players involved, as players are going to start to run out of gas as we come into the later stages of this game.
We still got a good ways to go to find the finish line here, and the Seneca War Chiefs, they're looking to get back to within 1. Bouncing around, that is Fields. He's got a little hop in his step right now, and we're going to have a penalty coming up. Mohawk got held up. So going to the power play will be the War Chiefs, as they still have the ball, though. Coquitlam thought they picked it up there for a moment. Still a bouncing ball. Loose ball is controlled, and there goes the whistle. Finally holding will be the call, and Seneca goes to the power play, looking to get back to within 1, and Mohawk's a pretty big player out there, tough to contain, and as finding that out firsthand, that was Anthony Bono as he held him up.
Well, power play back to work, as you mentioned, 2 for 3 this afternoon. And with Connor Fields and Lucas Beaver on the floor, and Scanlon is going to play the shooter role, that is deadly, not to mention Jonah Mohawk's on the left side.
Try to go over to Mohawk there on that left side, as you mentioned. Didn't get to him. It comes up top to Fields. He's dangerous. So Scanlon. Those two go back and forth. Fake behind the back. Now over to Scanlon. Scanlon and Fields. Fields not going to shoot. He goes to Mohawk. Back over to Scanlon. Scanlon didn't have the lane there. I think he thought he might have had a shooting lane. Instead, he spins away. Uses that body. Finds Beaver, and they score.
Wow, wow, wow.
Textbook right there. Beaver is able to finish it off. And another power play goal.
Count how many times, if we get a good replay of that, count how many times they waited, had great patience, and not shot the ball. They had so many chances to shoot with the great shooters of Fields and Scanlon up top. And here it is. Here's Scanlon. Down low to Beaver. Puts it home over top, and the small Lucas Beaver pumps up the crowd in a 1-goal game. And that is their their third power play goal, making them 75% on the man advantage.
Look at Beaver take that pass, and no hesitation there. He just brings it up top and drops it over top of Bowden, who maybe thought might get that fake there right off the bat, but Beaver wasting no time. And now the War Chiefs go right back to work. Oh, nice fake by Fields. He's got a lane. Oh, big save there. The right arm comes up for Bowden as he makes the save. And oh, big hit into the boards, and we're going to have a penalty called there.
Yeah, both officials had this one. The question is, what do they call? We have interference, I believe, the call going against the Adanacs, number 4, Ethan Anderson. What are they calling 2?
I think there was actually an original penalty being called that the official down low was calling. Here's the replay of that collision. As you see, that the hit is delivered. That was delivered by Lucas Shane, I should say.
I don't know if we can get another look at that one from our replay team, but they're calling interference, but I'm pretty sure the ball was right in his stick or close enough that that is not interference. As we'll try to get you another look at that call.
So Sheehan's in the box, I should say. He's in there joined by Anderson, like you said. So the original penalty against Anderson was being called. There was a War Chiefs player down who was in some discomfort. And I guess that was the original call, more than likely.
Well, as the goaltenders go to their benches for a quick water, a reminder that athletic programming is ever evolving, and trying to find good programming is definitely getting more difficult every day. At the track, athletics director Colin Doyle is trying to simplify this process for you. All the athletic programming for boys and girls is based on fun, fast-paced environments that will always be evolving. A full slate of programming are now open for registrations, including boys and girls lacrosse clinics and PA Day and holiday camps. For more information, be sure to log on to TorontoRockAC.com.
Well, we just showed that replay there of the hit along the boards. The official has just come over and talked to them at the box here. They had 4 minutes up on the board. for Anderson. That's come down. It's 2. But either way, 2 full minutes of 2-man advantage here for the War Chiefs. Talk about a golden opportunity to tie it up.
Yeah, this will be their 5th and 6th power play opportunity, as it really only acts like 1 power play. What a save.
Bowden comes up huge there with the save. But yes, continuing on this power play are the War Chiefs, and getting denied was Beaver. Rebound comes out far, and it's picked up by Scanlon. Scanlon over to Mohawk now. Mohawk into the corner, and that shot came up high on Bowden, and his helmet, I guess, needs some adjustment, so the whistle goes. Doesn't look like we'll have a reset of the shot clock. But they just blew it down to check on the, oh, they will get the reset there. So full 30 to work with. Nope. Yep, there will be.
And yeah, it actually is a reset in CLA lacrosse. Some may argue in their league that it actually is not a reset if it is an injury. But if it's an official calling it, then it is a reset. So they get a fresh 30 on a 5-on-3 with Dana Ray playing way up top, the safety net.
Scanlon has it. Oh, nice pass off. There's the shot at the side. It was made by Bowden. Now to Mohawk. Back to Scanlon. He's got lots of room, and he scores! Oh, Tommy Scanlon. He's got a hat trick here in the 3rd period. He's playing with a lot of swagger right now, and this one is tied.
Well, what can you say? When you're hot, you're hot. 3 goals in 6 minutes and 13 seconds for big man Tommy Scanlon.
44-25.
And how about that? 4 for 5 on the power play. As here it is, outside shot. First they go to the crease, though. That's the huge save. But this play continues. The net's a little bit off. 44 at the top of your screen. Outside shooter galore. Perfect shot. Just out of the reach of the netminder of Gordy Bowen.
Well, there you saw a perfect example of when you're on a power play and you got all that room. As they got that shot over at the side of the crease, you could see a couple Coquitlam defenders chased a little bit towards the ball, and that freed up the open lane for Scanlon, who's not going to make many mistakes when he's got that much room and he's got that rocket of a shot. We are tied up 7-7, and we're in for a dandy of a finish. Still 13:40 to go in the 3rd, and still, here's a key point, on the power play are the War Chiefs.
Oh, don't forget about that power play, operating 80% now with the man advantage. And Scanlon, who's got 3 in the 3rd, sits up top again.
He just lets it go. It missed, but the rebound, which came off that boards pretty hard, comes back out. Scanlon again, he scores! Oh, baby, Tommy Scanlon putting on a clinic. 4 goals in the 3rd period, make that 4 goals in less than 7 minutes.
Well, there's one thing you can do to stop that, and that is the only thing, is basically score the other way. But you can't do that when you're in the box. 4 unanswered goals for Seneca. Now it's 8-7, and here's another look at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay. First shot goes wide. Good off-board rebounds by Fields. Back to Scanlon, and look at the momentum in that shot. Off the top of the crossbar and down. Holy, what a shot. Didn't even see it. Goalie reacted a little late. It's a 1-goal lead. What a change in momentum.
He is fired up, Tommy Scanlon, and you can't blame him. He's got 4 goals here in the 3rd period. The lead is now 8-7 for the Seneca War Chiefs, who came into this 3rd period down 6-3. So, wow, talk about a change of momentum and a change of complexion on this game. And with that Scanlon goal, I was going to say, Spencer, it's almost like you knew it was coming. It was inevitable he was going to shoot.
Oh, it's hard to stop. Momentum's really hard to stop if you're that good of a lacrosse player. Size matters in this game for sure, as there's a good save.
Jones makes the save as Coquitlam tries to respond. We are all even here after those power play goals. The power play, what's it up to now for the War Chiefs?
Well, they're 5 for 6. So at 84% now. That's pretty much perfection.
And meanwhile, Coquitlam, their power play's been nothing to complain about. It's been excellent in this game at 3 for 6. But right now, they're trailing 8-7. We'll see if they can get the ball back here, because right now, Beaver putting on a bit of a dance almost, just holding on to that ball. He didn't realize, I think, the shot clock was up, or just didn't have a shooting lane anyways. So now Coquitlam will take over.
Well, Coquitlam's been put on the back of their heels here. They have to regain a little bit of momentum and more jump to their step, as Seneca did this yesterday. Manitoba game, they really started to pour it on in the third period. First 2 periods, they weren't as strong. Now they found their step.
Here on the side now. Coming down that right side. There's a shot, and that one was stopped. Ripping that one was Lucas Sundar. And it's really the offense for the War Chiefs has been excellent here in the third. Meanwhile, the guys we were talking about a lot in the second period were playing on the team in the white, and we haven't seen much of those offensive weapons here yet because they haven't spent much time down to our left.
No, that last shot was only their third of this period, and Seneca is 14 already in this third period, not even halfway done it.
Oh, getting open there with Scanlon as he was cutting into the middle. War Chiefs pick it up as the shot clock expires. Coquitlam will take over. All of a sudden, the time starting to tick away a little quicker, it feels, if you're wearing a Coquitlam Adanacs jersey. Still lots of time to go. Chisholm has got the ball coming through the center, and he'll move over to the far side. Posabon comes off the bench, and he'll go right towards the middle there. Here, continuing with his Chisholm, over to Posabon, but it got broken up. He gets to him eventually. Now he dishes off. Outside shot. That one is stopped. And the rebound is controlled and brought in by the War Chiefs. Almost 9 minutes gone here in the third period. Second game on day 2 of the 2016 Founders Cup here in Orangeville at the Alder Street Arena. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon and all week long. Here's Beaver now, who tries to dance his way in as he ducked and tried to get underneath the defenders and split a couple. Didn't see the lanes there, and right now dancing with it, that is Benedict. Lane Benedict spins, takes a shot just as time was expiring on the shot clock. They say he didn't get it off in time, and the Adanacs take over. All of today's games are free on YouTube here on the JVI Sports Network, courtesy of the Toronto Rock. And now, going to work are the Adanacs offense. McNabb passes it over to Terrain. Terrain has got it, takes a long outside shot, and he scores! Terrain is able to get it through, and we are all tied up once again. It's now 8-8.
Well, I said this about him in the first period, and I'm going to say it again. It's so obvious on this goal. He got screened. Mason Jones didn't see that shot, but the angle from our position up here in the broadcast booth was so easy to find as a shooter, as we'll get another look at that shot from the outside on the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay.
White slash.
Watch how deep he is in the net. He's almost hugging his post as the shot comes from well outside that dotted line. Beats him on the far side, just not out of his net enough. And all of a sudden, 8s are across the board here at Alder Street.
Well, we could have a microphone down there at the timekeeper's box. We heard the official giving the goal.
He said white?
Call.
No, so 33 black slash canceled by the goal.
There you go. You heard it right there. I heard the official come over, give the goal to Terrain, and then said slash on white, which would have meant the Adanacs would have gone down a man here, but they get it corrected. There was going to be a penalty against the War Chiefs, so instead, we're all even. 5 aside here, and it's an 8-8 game. And there has been a lot of momentum changes in this one. And right now, the Adanacs have a little more confidence as they tied it up, but they got to contain the War Chiefs coming across the crease and getting denied as he stepped in there. That was Scanlon, that being Chase Scanlon.
Oh, bad pass. That's a costly mistake this late in the game. Got to be better on a breakout than that.
Now the War Chiefs just get it back after the unnecessary turnover there by the Adanacs. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. It's an 8-8 game. Into the corner is Jonah Mohawk. Mohawk up top. He'll find Fields. Fields has it. Doesn't have a shot just yet. Coming at him right now is Best, and he'll push Fields over to the boards. Instead, he has to send it back out to Mohawk, who will give it to Tommy Scanlon. Scanlon's way out there. 5 to shoot. Oh, nice fake. He's going to get a shot away, and it got kind of broken up there as the stick got in on his as he tried to fire. Time runs out on the shot clock, and taking over are the Adanacs.
The one thing I noticed about both these teams, though, and I start with the coaches, they haven't seemed flustered yet. It's an 8-8 game, but you haven't seen anyone try to do too much. Scanlon, the big shooter, he's just doing what he has to do up top. And on the other side, McNabb has been okay as well, along with his offense. But there's a turnover that brings the ball back the other way.
A few turnovers here have been kind of taking away any chance for the Adanacs to build up any sort of momentum here in this third period. Right now, they're on defense, as that was Sundown passing it across. With it is Chase Scanlon. Goes across to Fields who fired that shot. Connor Fields got stopped, and now running it down the floor. That is Sheehan. Sheehan will just send it back. Best has got it, and Best will pass it off to Chisholm. So now we've got 8.5 to go. Adanacs and War Chiefs tied 8-8. Posabon passes it over there to Pontalini. Goes across. Pass got broken up. Battle for the loose ball. Knocks one of the sponsorship signs almost off the glass after that collision. Shot clock will run out. War Chiefs take back over control.
Well, every time you lose a 30-second clock this late in the game or turn it over, you're just giving up a scoring chance back the other way. And it's Tommy Scanlon, and this 5 will be on the floor every time for Seneca. Coquitlam's got to do a better job now of fixing that up, cleaning up those little mistakes.
In front, nice move, and scores! Larson Sundown comes up and under to score, and the lead has been restored to 1. The War Chiefs are on top 9-8.
Big number 92 there, Larson Sundown for the Seneca War Chiefs, as we'll get a look at how he put this one home. 3 big moves is what I saw, as there's the seal right there, opening up the space in the middle. Pass is going to come across your screen any second. There it is. 1-2, fakes him high and goes low. It's the kind of fake that mostly you see in the NLL all the time as they come back the other way and hit the post.
Down in the crease, keeping that one out was Bowden, as the War Chiefs almost got another goal to go up 10-8.
But yeah, I was mentioning that fake that he just used in the last goal. The high fake and low is where he shoots it, because goalies in this league can use those big sticks. NLL, they only have the small fishnet styles, so that's a huge fake that they use all in box lacrosse.
There's a shot from Reed as he tried to catch Jones a little bit off guard, but Jones in the good positioning makes the save right along the chest. Now the War Chiefs take back over, and with it is Ryan Kidd. Kidd passes it over to Connor Gates, and Connor Gates has it at the moment. Here's a pass across. Tommy Scanlon, hard to contain. Oh, but he got stopped. He went in the crease, however. Adanacs will now take over control after we get a wipe down. And one player we haven't seen out there now for a couple possessions has been Lucas Beaver on the bench there. He's a weapon for the War Chiefs, but they're kind of going with the guys who are riding hot right now.
Well, I see him standing right in front of the fan as we take a look at our standings as we have 7 minutes to go in this one. Group A, Calgary Green Gales, then Nova Scotia and Saskatchewan. The SWAT team, unfortunately, will finish in the bottom, a -30 goal differential with Calgary leading the way. They'll still have a game to play after this one against the Green Gales.
And we look at the Group B standings, which is where these two teams that we're watching right now reside. Orangeville had that victory last night over the Coquitlam team. They will clash against Manitoba tonight in the 8 o'clock matchup here in the Founders Cup. Seneca and Coquitlam. This is a big game as Seneca has that 1 win. Coquitlam yet to get in the W column, so a lot on the line here when it comes down to positioning. And this is a pretty tough division. There's no doubt about that.
Well, we're back and set to play here. Coquitlam starts with it way deep in their own end. 7 minutes and a little bit of change left to go.
Sundar over to Pontalini. He passes it over to Posabon. Tried to go across the floor, and that pass was too high, right over top of Connor Morris.
Well, something's going to have to change for the Coquitlam offense. That's 3 consecutive times they try to go east-west. All 3. Too high, and 3 of them all off that glass.
Oh, there's almost a turnover, but good chance. The War Chiefs recovered after almost throwing it away. Got a chance in front. Coquitlam now takes back over. And here with it for them is Miller. Ben Miller drops it off now to Monty Chisholm. Monty Chisholm has it. Passes it outside to Morris, who goes across to McNabb. McNabb over to Terrain. Terrain tries to come in and can't get the shot away. He just kind of got shut off there. Nothing to working for him. War Chiefs take over, running it up the floor and avoiding 4 white jerseys. That was a good move by Klimowicz.
Well, this Seneca War Chiefs team coming into today's game, I talked about it yesterday, 29 goals they scored in their game to get to the Founders Cup. first two opponents they've faced, they've had to play in tight games, something they're not used to all year long.
This is certainly a tight matchup as there's the shot just as we were deep in the shot clock. And now, here are the Adanacs with it. We've got 5.5 to go. Pontalini with the ball. Pontalini gets away, takes the shot, tries to go short side there, and right along the post is Jones. There's absolutely no room there. Rebound, however, is recovered by Coquitlam. McNabb with the shot, and I saw the net ripple a little bit there, but the save was made by Jones, who keeps it out. Right now, both teams are looking to get that perfect scoring opportunity. Right now, if you're the War Chiefs, you've got the 1-goal lead. You're just trying to potentially get a little more breathing room. And then if you're the Adanacs, you're trying to claw and tie this one up. There's the shot. The save was made up and over, top of the net. Went that second opportunity. Bouncing ball right now is loose, and McNabb looking for it. Coming in there is Mohawk. We've got bodies everywhere, and a collision there away from the ball. The interference will be called by the official, and taking over will be Coquitlam on the other way, and they score! Well, from nothing to something, Tyson Abbott goes right down the floor, and he ties this game up.
Well, a goal scorer you don't often see. Tyson Abbott getting his first of today's game. He had a few yesterday, but now he's going to contribute in a big way. How about this one? On the breakaway, fakes and goes to the far side. We're tied at 9. Back and forth lacrosse. 4:45 to go.
Oh, and here we go, right off the draw, picked up by Mohawk. Mohawk in. Oh, and he bounced it up and over top of the net, and then we got a collision into the goal. But on that last goal, Spencer, the official blew it down after one of the Coquitlam players was hit away from the ball, and a wise play by Coquitlam that as soon as they picked it up and the whistle blew, there's Abbott just down the floor all alone, kind of catches everybody napping. Fooled us a little bit here, and Abbott ties it up 9-9. We'll get a wipe down.
Well, you mentioned it, how a goalie can throw the ball. That's exactly what I mean. If their offense is sleeping, get it down the floor as fast as you can. As you just saw, a golden opportunity right there that led to a goal. As they're screaming at White to get back on the floors, it's not a timeout. It's just a wipe down that's called by the officials, so you can't go to your bench.
As they wipe down the crease, and you get a good look there. A nice wide shot of the Alder Street Arena, which is hosting the 2016 Founders Cup. As we got 2 more games coming up. The Green Gales and Calgary are next on the docket, coming up at 5 o'clock. Oh, Coquitlam just threw it away. Then the nightcap will be Manitoba taking on the home team, the Orangeville Northmen. Here's Lucas Beaver off the bench. He's dashing right in there, but gets cut off there as Coquitlam quickly made the change to get the defense out there.
Well, you mentioned Beaver hadn't been on it a little bit, but he was standing right in front of that fan. I wonder if that's smart coaching just to preserve his energy, and now he'll play everyone down the stretch.
Shot gets blocked. That one hurts as that one went right off of Max Van Strijn. Shot coming right at the final second of the shot clock was stopped. Oh, stick comes up right high there. Goes right off of the mask of Anthony Bono. Turnover here. War Chiefs take over. And looking around is Dana Ray, who gives it off now to Gutch Salinas.
Well, Salinas has been one of those players who's been very quiet in this game, but that's only because players and teammates like Tommy Scanlon have stepped up in such a big way. I don't think we're done to seeing Scanlon. I think he's got one more in the tank maybe with that huge outside shot. As the net comes off its moorings.
Well, if you're the War Chiefs, with the way he's been playing, I mean, he puts up 4 goals there in the first half of the first 8 minutes, really, of the third period here. You just kind of got to keep going back to that. You would have to
absolutely.
think.
They've been the better possession team on offense, but their goaltender on the other end, Mason Jones, has to stand tall and never get cold for a second, as that could be the difference maker.
We got a 9-9 game, 3:10 to go in the third. Sundar has it right now for the Adanacs, who are looking to get the lead back. They at one point in this game were up 6-3. We're tied 9-9. Here's McNabb, thinks about shooting, passes into the corner, too high, and the War Chiefs will now take over and going for a run. Nope, he's going to hold up. Clifford Brooks thought about it for a moment, but right now every possession is so key. And with only less than 3 minutes to go, I imagine we're going to see both these teams looking for that perfect shot and also not leaving their opponents lots of time. Into the corner right now. Pass up top. There's the shot. Blocked. Sound like it went off of a body of someone. It went off a Coquitlam player and goes out of play. So possession stays down there. Fresh 30 to work with, and the War Chiefs will go to work as it's Fields passing it over there to Beaver. Beaver, bounce pass, sends it across. Now up top, here's Beaver again, lets it go, save was made. The rebound is picked up, and falling back as he tried to spin and shoot there. That was White, now in front. Ball bounces over to the side. 20 left on the shot clock right now. Fields, Connor Fields tries to get around the defender, staying right with him. Finds the open man. There's a shot that missed. And this ball is going to bounce off the glass. Almost went in the Coquitlam bench. Goes down the floor. 5 on the shot clock. And there's Jones just going to throw it down. And Coquitlam takes over. And we're going to get a timeout.
Lucky break for Coquitlam there that it did go wide and go all the way down as you get a little breather. And now with another wipe, another breather. So this will help them for sure, as it's a great time to talk about the Toronto Rocket. Remind you that season's tickets are available and now on sale for the 2017 season. Enjoy great benefits like the ticket exchange program, 2 bring a friend vouchers for any regular season game, and your ticket to the first Rock home playoff game is included. Tickets start as low as $195. For more information on that deal, call 416-596-3075 or log on to the web and visit torontorock.com.
Well, we've got our 2 young minor lacrosse players out there wiping down the floor. I counted. They each went different directions. They each wiped about 3 different spots. I have to think that we might need to multiply how many wipers we have as this tournament rolls on. But they are, I don't know if they're getting paid. They might just be volunteers, but they're definitely earning their pay today.
Paid on commission. How many spots on the floor they wipe up this week here at the Alder Street?
McNabb, he almost slipped, so we might have another one called here. Here's McNabb. He got hit. He got hit after he lost it. Ball was picked up. There's a shot from Pontalini as the shot clock expired. Big collision. And now here go the War Chiefs. Under 1:30 to go now in the third period. We're tied up 9-9. Lane Benedict bounces it back up to Connor Fields.
Last minute coming up, Hannah.
Well, still 10 on the shot. What a pass in front. That's going to get picked off. Seneca, not a good look there. Back comes Coquitlam. They got numbers.
Here's an opportunity. Reed is open. Reed scores!
Look at that.
It's Cody Reed giving the Adanacs the 10-9 lead with just 61 seconds remaining.
Cody Reed coming off the bench. That's how you get your defense off and get offense on the floor. What a quick change by the Ads, as we'll get a quick look this one. Watch Cody Reed, 91, coming off the bench, as we'll get a look at this one on the Toronto Rock Athletic Center replay. Here he is. Reed's coming left of your screen, wide open. Beats the goaltender 5-0. That's that high to low fake, just like Scanlon did back at the other end of the floor.
Well, now the War Chiefs, who had the lead here in the third period after fighting back, are down 10-9. As mentioned, 61 seconds remaining. Reed with the go-ahead goal at the moment, but 61 seconds could be an eternity if the War Chiefs can get this ball and try and tie it up. Mohawk is going to try and scoop it. He got hit as he was trying to get it, and the official calls that, and the possession will stay down here.
Watch for timeouts now. You have to know when to use a timeout and use it wisely. Each team has one.
Tommy Scanlon, he's got 4 goals here in the third. Look out for him. Number 44 is out there at the moment. Right now, with it, Beaver tried to find Scanlon. Instead, he finds an open man up at the top, and the shot missed wide, goes down the floor, and Jones is going to pick it up. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. This is huge right now. We're into the final 30 now. 5 on the shot clock. Running with it. Getting hit was Scanlon. Chase Scanlon. He'll dump it into the corner, and Coquitlam's going to call timeout. They are screaming for it. Their coach just took a tumble on the bench. He was so emphatic trying to get the timeout, and they've got it. 25.2 remaining. Timeout called by Coquitlam, and the War Chiefs are in some trouble now.
Well, Lucas Beaver, who played in Wallaceburg for Junior B program, also played in the President's Cup last year in St. Catharines Senior B. I'm shocked to not call timeout there for Seneca to have the ball, even though they had 2 or 3 on the shot clock. as Coquitlam will get another look at what happened there with the Adanacs coach. You saw it. Here's a good look at it. Calling for the timeout. Whoop, there he goes. All the emotion in the building, slipping on the sweat maybe. Need a towel wipe on the bench.
Yeah, let's get those towels over there. He might have felt that if this wasn't so much on the line right now. I'm sure he just got up and moved right on as he draws up something here for the Adanacs, and a lot of emotion on this bench. You know this would be a huge win after the 11-4 loss last night to the Orangeville Northmen, playing a team, the War Chiefs, that come into this tournament with a lot of talk about them and how talented they are. We've seen it so far. This has been a tight game. 10-9 right now the score. The Adanacs on top, 25.2 seconds remaining.
Well, now you'll see Seneca pressure. You mentioned last period when they pulled the goalie, will they pressure? They didn't this period. Now they'll pressure as much as they can to get that ball back. 2 on the ball.
Net is empty for the War Chiefs, and they stole it just like that, and they call timeout.
That couldn't have been done perfectly. That is the most perfection you could have asked for. Timeout with 21.1 to go. Seneca wants more time on.
Well, the one player who's kind of shaking his head coming off here, that is Mohawk, because he realized that after they stole that ball, I should say actually that is Larson Sundown. After they stole that ball, they might have had an opportunity 2-on-1 to get a good chance to tie it. But again, you got to slow it down, draw up that perfect play, which we've seen them try and do. Here it is off the steal, and perfect play by Sundown. You see Sundown here.
Oh,
he is actually wide open. Oh, he was the last guy there. Would have had just him and the netminder.
Well, you know what? It's a tough call because the plan automatically, they were told, was call it if you get the ball back. No doubt in my mind. So Inksten's kicked in. They get it. He's doing the right thing, following the coach's orders. But in a 10-9 decision, that's just lacrosse experience and IQ coming in. Will he see where number 32, Jonah Mohawk, was? He didn't that time, but now they'll get a 6-on-5 look with 21.1 to go.
Here we go, 21.1 to go. Tommy Scanlon's got it. Will he be the shooter? We'll have to wait and see. Now just 15 to go as they work it around. Pass across, Scanlon fires, scores! Tommy Scanlon, who else? He ties it with 9.7 remaining.
Well, that could be a dagger in the heart for the Coquitlam Adanacs as overtime may be around the corner with 9.7 to go. That only took 12 seconds to score. How about Scanlon for his 5th? Take another look at this one on the Rock Athletics power play. As watch the bench there, pumping up the crowd. But here's the goal, Scanlon. This is how they start with it. Scanlon is simply just going to wait for the ball. That's 20 with it.
That's an earlier
Charles
play
Scanlon
from this game. We'll get that replay to you in a second. We've got 9.7 to go. Coquitlam's already called their timeout for this period. So has the War Chiefs. Coquitlam gets it. They're going to send it down the floor. The ball is going to bounce up off the top of the glass, and we have got overtime coming up at the Founders Cup.
So 10-10. Wow. 10-10 after 60 minutes. 2-minute break. We'll step aside. Overtime's around the corner.
Well, we're going to overtime here in the second game on day 2 of the 2016 Founders Cup. We're going to overtime because Tommy Scanlon right there scores his 5th goal of the game, 5th of the 3rd period with 9.7 seconds remaining. That's the tying goal. It's 10-10 between the Coquitlam Adanacs and the Seneca War Chiefs. And Spencer, we are going to sudden death overtime here at the Founders Cup.
Yeah, it's the first time we'll see overtime in this tournament. Usually it's not the sudden death format of the regular season and playoffs, but now tensions are going to rise and mistakes are easily going to be exposed as next goal wins. The final score, I promise you, will be 11-10.
Here we go. This is huge. Coquitlam looking to get their first victory of the tournament. Seneca trying to remain undefeated. We go to overtime now, and this game has had everything. It was 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. At the conclusion of the second period, a 6-3 lead for the Coquitlam Adanacs. 7 goals in the third by the War Chiefs. It's 10-10. Overtime. Here we go. And the War Chiefs are going to control, and they'll get the first possession of overtime. And Spencer, you imagine we're going to see a lot of action right off the hop here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned to you off air, shots. This is going to be huge. You need to shoot the ball like crazy. And actually, I'm shocked Tommy Scanlon's not on right now.
It's Chase Scanlon with it, passes it across. Here's Fields, shoots, scores! Chase Fields wins it in overtime, and Seneca remains undefeated.
I did also mention it would be quick. How about 24 seconds? Not even a full 30 seconds. And it's over, 11-10. I also said that would be the score. So I'm pretty good on figuring out what's going to happen today. But the Seneca War Chiefs, after being down 6-3, come back, battling back, and they end up with this overtime winner. Here it is on the replay.
It's Chase Fields' 3rd goal, or I should say Connor Fields' 3rd goal of the game. And it's the most important goal of the game because it's the winner.
Yeah, it's an outside shot that beats him right between the legs. No doubt in my mind that that is a shooter's goal. Congratulations to the War Chiefs. And if you are Gordy Bowen, you had a fantastic game in net. No reason to hang your head. 11 goals on 43 shots for the Seneca War Chiefs. Shots on goal for the Coquitlam Adanacs. They had 0 in overtime for a 3-period total and game total of 34. 43-34 total shots. Lots more to come on our post-game show, as that is the conclusion of 2 games of day number 2.
Oh, what a fantastic contest. That is easily the game of the tournament thus far, and that might be pretty hard to top before we get to the medal round. And right now, the War Chiefs and the Coquitlam Adanacs shaking hands. We're going to go to our 3 stars, which we should point out. We did give these, made these selections before overtime began and before we were even into the final minute. But we'll go to those 3 stars here in a moment, and then we will have the player of the game announcements as we go to the 3 stars. And we'll run through these quickly. Lucas Beaver had a pretty strong game. Once again, after a good outing yesterday where he had 5 points, Beaver gets 2 goals in today's contest. Second star.
Well, second star today here on the JVI Sports Network broadcast, coming in favor of the Coquitlam Adanacs, and that is Nico McNabb. McNabb putting 2 of his own. He also had 3 assists for 5 points. And the first star, I think this one might be an easy one. He might rip it at you from the outside if you don't get it right.
Yes, that'll be Tommy Scanlon as he scores 5 times to get our first stars. We're going to check that out right there, and we'll go down to the floor right now for the player of the game announcements. And no doubt about it, Spencer, Tommy Scanlon, first star in the game. He's the player of the game. And he gets plenty of congratulations from his teammates.
That's probably the biggest game I've ever seen him play. And they give the goaltender for the other side. No doubt in my mind, I mentioned keep your head up high. He made had 43 shots, 32 saves, all 32 of them well-deserved saves.
Oh, it was a fantastic game all around, just from start to finish. The Coquitlam Adanacs come up just a goal short, an overtime defeat. And the Seneca War Chiefs, they come away with an 11-10 victory to remain undefeated at the 2016 Founders Cup. Well, we've got more action coming up here later today at the Founders Cup. 2 more games to go, including one coming up at 5 o'clock. For Spencer Tangway, I am Mark McKelvey, and a special shout out to our entire crew here at the JVI Sports Network. Stick with us for the rest of the week. More Founders Cup action coming up here from Orangeville. Have a good afternoon.